Okay, Grandpa. What was your childhood home like?
What was my childhood home? Well, let's say I didn't always get the hand-me-downs. I was the oldest, and I enjoyed it. Uh,
Was it one story or two?
one
One
start
story?
with. It was two-story later.
Did you add on or did you move?
We moved moved to the two-story.
At school, what were you like?
Oh, average, I guess.
What things did you participate in?
Well, we didn't have too many ordeals like they have today. Uh, we had spelling tests and what else?
Did you have pep rallies before
No,
sporting events?
no, didn't have no sports.
No basketball or football?
No,
No?
no, no.
What was your favorite subject in school?
I guess English. I guess grammar in those days.
Who was your favorite English teacher?
English teacher.
Grammar teacher.
We only had one.
Did you have the same teacher?
No, we had a different teacher for each grade, but they taught all the subjects.
Was it like that all through school or just
Ju-
1 through 8?
Just 1 through 8. 1 through 8.
Where did you go to 1 through 8?
Where did I go after that?
No, before. What was the name of the school? Where did you go to school?
Corpus Christi,
What about high school?
Newport Catholic.
Did you still like grammar when you got to high school?
Yes, but they didn't go in for the diagrams and different things as much as they did in the grade school.
Oh. Other than family, who were the most important people in your life when you were growing up?
Mm. I had an Uncle Jim.
Everybody's got an Uncle Jim, huh?
He could fix anything. Whenever something was broke, I'd go to Uncle Jim.
So who's Uncle Jim?
He was married. He was my dad's father-in-law. No, brother-in-law. He married Dad's sister.
Okay.
Who else? Uh, I had an Aunt Carrie. She lived on Central Avenue. I could always depend on her for buying chances. Her husband, which was my dad's brother, worked for the railroad, and he worked all during the Depression and everything. And it was just him, her, and the daughter, Norma. And I had a son, Franklin. He was in Chicago, though. So it was just the three of them there all the time.
What were the chances for?
Chances?
Uh-huh.
Some were for school, some were for ball teams. We had 10 pounds of sugar for a penny a chance.
Oh, wow. A penny a chance?
Yeah.
I think Jay's latest one was $100.
Oh, yes.
Times have changed just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
What were your favorite hobbies? What did you like to do?
Work on bicycles. I never did have a new one, but I always bettered myself. When I got a chance to get another bicycle, it was always up, and if I had to, I'd take and paint it and go over it. If it was missing a fender or something, I'd add a fender.
What color did you paint them?
I like blue and white.
Dark blue, light blue?
I'd say like a medium blue, I guess you'd say.
Other than painting, what other things? Did you have to fix the chain?
Oh yes, occasionally, but not too often.
Was it a single? Did they have gears on bikes then, like they do today?
No. I never could get the idea of the gears. I couldn't work on them. I didn't understand them right.
So where did you ride your bike?
Where?
Mm-hmm.
On the street.
Did you just ride locally around the neighborhood? How far did you ride on your bike?
Oh, we take trips, go out, maybe we'd go to Fort Thomas or all different parks, like the Vu Park or something.
You would ride from...
Used to go fishing over there all the time.
You'd ride your bike from Campbell County over to Devou Park? Or did you just take your bikes with you over there?
Well, we rode them.
Oh goodness, that's a pretty good distance.
Yeah, it's a pretty good distance.
You leave in the morning and come back after a day of bike riding?
Yes, well, we always had our fishing poles with us. And we fished over there at Prisoners Lake, Devou Park. And we usually had a string of fish when we came home.
How'd you tote it back on your bike?
Oh, well, some of us had baskets. I had a basket on mine. The front.
On the front? So when you took off in the morning, what time did you have to be back for dinner?
Well,
did you have a curfew?
We never worried about dinner. When we got home, we ate. We never had a curfew. No.
What other things besides bike riding did you do? You said ball. Did you play on a hardball team?
Yeah, I played baseball and softball, I should say.
Softball?
Softball until I was about 33 years old and had the third child came and things got a little rough dragging 3 kids to a ball game. So I quit.
What position did you play?
I played second base. And then they shifted me to first. And whenever you got shifted to first, it was on your way out.
Oh yeah, that was always the desired position.
Yeah, I know. They always had it when you got shifted to first, you was on your way out.
So where did you play?
Oh, Bartlett's Field on where did NED live?
Waterworks?
Waterworks Road. Yeah, it's where the bowling alley, Bellevue Bowling Alley is located.
I know.
There was a Bartlett's Cafe at the top of the hill, and the right field ran uphill. The left field would go in the creek, but we managed. That was most of the time. Sometimes we played picnics and other fields, but most of the times we played there at Bartlett's.
What was your first job and how did you get it?
Well, I was, how did I get it? I was delivering printed matter. In other words, if somebody had envelopes or letterheads or some kind of things printed pertaining to their work, I would deliver it to them from Vesper Printers in Newport, 7th and Orchard. And how did I get it?
How old were you?
I was in high school, so I had to be about 14 maybe.
So did you do the deliveries on your bike?
Yeah, they had a basket on my bike. And if I didn't, I rode with Mr. Vesper in his car. And they were too big for me to handle. And he'd take and pull up the location, and I'd run in with him and come back out. We'd go somewhere else.
So how did you get that job?
That's what I'm trying to wonder. I must have just passed it or something in the business and asked them if they needed somebody. I don't recall how I got it.
What's the most amazing place you've ever seen?
The most amazing place. Well, the Taj Mahal was one of them in India
When were you there?
in 1944.
Is that when you were in the service?
Yes. 43, 44, and 45. Come home in 46, January 46.
Is that something you and your friends did on leave, or how did you get to see it?
Oh, well, we flew down within 1,000 feet of it.
Oh, wow.
And I
Very-
had a camera and a box camera. I practically stood on my head to get the picture, but it turned out pretty good.
Aerial view. I'm sure many don't get to see that view.
No, the pilot did us a favor by dropping the plane down that close.
If you could go somewhere you've never been, where would it be?
I think I'd like to try the Allens. That or, no, how about the Grand Canyon?
Grand Canyon?
Grand Canyon would be first and the Allens would be second.
Would you want to take a donkey ride down through the canyon?
I don't know. I'd have to see if any of them came back when they went down.
Which islands do you think you'd want to see?
The Hawaiian Islands. I guess Honolulu, I guess. When we printed for them, we used to print for 5 islands.
In Hawaii?
Yeah.
At which printing company?
At Auto Printers in Newport. I worked 17 years at Vesper Printers and went down to Autos, worked 18 years, and I retired. But before that, I switched to wherever somebody gave me a dime more in the hour, I moved. I had 3 or 4, 5 other places. Didn't stay long.
Was that in the printing business or
Yes, all in the printing.
all in the printing business?
Yeah.
So what types of things did you print for Hawaii?
What kind of things did I what?
What type of things did you print for Hawaii?
Print?
You said you printed.
No, not for Hawaii. I just delivered the printing. Oh,
Were they just different, like, vacation brochures?
yes, they were for the AAA.
Oh, AAA.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we did the brochure. They were about 3.5 inches by 8.5, I guess.
What's their slogan? Come to Hawaii?
Yep.
Okay. Next one. Who makes you laugh the hardest?
Uh,
You have a friend that makes you laugh? Is there a
right
favorite TV person that makes you laugh?
Right now, I've got a friend over at the center. He's 92 years old, and that was his job, making people laugh. He made good money at it. He was a song and dance man, and he said he worked in nightclubs and that, and he was making $3,000 a week, and the average person was making about 60. He said he never wanted for money. He always making you laugh. The way he does it, he almost insults people, and then and then he said he used to hand them a certificate for one of the best restaurants in the city.
Oh, that's nice.
He used to go to them, and they'd give them to him, and he would have no trouble in getting them the second time to give away. The people that he recommended, were all very nice. He said he'd get them, and he was about ready to slug him, and then he'd pull out the invitations or the certificates, and then he'd change their mood.
So, when all your kids were at home, who would be the one to make you laugh at the dinner table?
I guess Carol. More than the boys.
Did they giggle like Lauren and Natalie do at the dinner table?
Yes. Definitely.
What is your most beloved personal possession?
I guess my home, I guess.
You still have a rosary that's special that somebody gave you?
I sent home rosaries from India, but I only have one of myself. I have a couple of rosaries, but nothing special. Yeah, I do. Father, a guy down at St. Therese now, he went to Rome, and he brought rosaries home for, well, the staff, I guess you'd say, people that worked around the office and everything. And I was printing the bulletin at the time. I did it for about 15 years.
Up at St. Joe's?
Yeah. Yep. Each year they'd add another zero to my check.
What's the scariest or craziest thing you've ever done?
Gee, did a lot of dumb things.
Hey, Dad.
Well, share a few.
Dad,
Yeah.
what about the time you were in the army and didn't you fly somewhere?
I was just telling her at Taj Mahal.
Yeah, but you weren't. There was a story you had told a long time ago. It was something about flying. You just went to Japan.
No, I didn't go to Japan.
Didn't go to Japan?
No.
China? There was something about, and you landed and you rode around in a rickshaw all night.
Oh.
And you didn't have someplace. But there was something funny about the way you got there.
Yeah. We. I understand that there was people going on vacations or furloughs in through these pilots that would bring food and different things into the area, and then they'd go back to one of the big towns in India, and they would tell you to get underneath the tarp when the inspector comes. And the inspector comes and he shines his flashlight there, and as soon as he's gone, the pilot tells you that, you can throw the tarp off. And we went to can't think of the name of the city now. We went to the capital of no, it wasn't the capital. It's one of the largest cities in India. And
Constant.
what?
Constantinople?
No, that's in Turkey, isn't it?
That's Turkey, that's right.
You were there.
Anyhow, we flew into the city about 2:30 in the morning, and they took us to the heart of the city in a weapons carrier, and there was maybe 8 or 10 of us. And we got there, our intentions was to go to the YMCA and stay until light, So we go to the YMCA and it's closed. So we thought, what in the world are we going to do now? So everything was dark. People were laying on the streets. You had to watch so you didn't step on them, on the curbs. And the only light was the big hotels. It was the only light in the squares. So we thought, what in the world are we going to do to get light? So we hired a rickshaw driver and let him run around until it got light. And he pointed out different things to us and so forth. They could all speak a little English, it seemed like. And then when we went back, we just was a passenger as we went back. But coming into the big city, we were, I guess you'd say we were stowaways. But it worked out.
Anything crazy like that stateside?
prize one time.
For
Went to the picnic, and it was when these radios that you correspond with people were in full blast,
CB?
CBs,
mhm.
and the 40 channel just came out. And I said to my brother-in-law, I says, watch me win that thing. I says, I need it like I need a hole in my head. Sure enough, he pulled out my number. So
That,
I thought, what in the world am I going to do with that now? So my other brother-in-law said, hey, I'll give you a television for it. I said, sold. 10-inch television. They were in its infancy too at that time. So that's how I got my first television.
so what was it? A church picnic? A
Please?
family picnic?
Yeah,
What,
family pic. The KSC. Family picnic.
you
Yeah,
remember
take-
what year that was?
Had to take chances. Please?
Do you remember what year that was?
Oh, goodness. Yeah, most probably
Didn't you get
50.
your first TV the year I was born?
Yeah, we had one when she was born.
Was that the 10-inch television?
No, I think it was about a 12-inch, I think.
Was Uncle Dave around when you got the 10-inch television?
Was it?
Was
what?
Uncle Dave around when you got the 10-inch television?
Was it what?
Uncle Dave?
Uncle Dave around? Well, yeah. I think he was around. He caused problems. He was in the hospital with polio. And we were quarantining, and
Did you have the TV while you were quarantined?
yes, we did. Yeah. And nobody was allowed out except me, and that was just to go back and forth to work. So,
What programs did you watch on your 10-inch television?
mostly was wrestling every Friday night. That was the first thing that came on television. And, I guess they watched that Paul Dixon show and who else? Amos and Andy was on.
Okay, next question. What's the bravest thing you've ever done?
The bravest thing. It wasn't in the service.
It wasn't?
Oh, I think one of the bravest things I did, I was MC of the dance, Forrester dance at the KSC Hall, Newport. And I had to get up and thank the people for coming and the orchestra and so forth, you know. And I was getting ready to go up and leave the table, and I had never talked through a microphone before.
Oh, wow.
And Jack said gave me a great big glass of whiskey. He says, "Here," he says, "Here's this'll give you some nerve."
Liquid courage, huh?
But I was kind of nervous when I did it, but it went over all right.
Is there anything you always wanted to do but you never did?
I guess go out to the Grand Canyon. I guess I always wanted to do that, but never did.
You never wanted to jump out of an airplane, or have you done that?
No,
No.
we didn't have to. We didn't have.
Didn't have to. That's fun, Grandpa.
I know, but we didn't have no parachutes. There was 40 of us on a plane at one time, 20 on each side, and no parachutes. They hauled us from one location to the other over in India.
What would we be surprised to learn about you?
What would people be surprised to learn about me? I guess to learn that I was never the nervous type, the nervy type, put it that way. I wasn't one that always was up front all the time. I kind of weighed things. People jump first chance they get, and I would kind of weigh the things, what would happen afterwards or something like that.
Very good. That's all we have. Oh, nope. We got more.
We got more?
We got more.
Okay.
When did you decide to have children?
Well, first we went on the honeymoon, and I always tell people we got married on May 4th and had a baby on May 5th. So, I guess you'd say about 9 months before that, I guess.
How old were you when you first born?
25.
What do you remember as the best times you had as a family?
I guess vacations we went to all the, well, the majority of the cabins in Kentucky in the parks, state parks.
Did you do day trips? Did you camp?
We camped, not camp, we rented a cabin.
Cabin.
I guess you'd call that camping, I don't know. I guess that would be it.
Do you have any advice about being a good parent?
Keep your head above water. You got to be one step ahead of the children at all times.
That was Dad's advice. Don't try it. I've already done it. You'll get caught. Is there anything you do differently as a dad now?
I guess not.
How are you like your parents and how are you different?
Well, hopefully I got longevity like my mother. She was 92, and my dad was 72 when he died. Mom was 92. So that's one thing. What was the question?
How are you like your parents? Is there something that you like that
Well,
it was?
I favored my mother all the time. Me and Bob, brother Bob.
In appearance?
In appearance, yeah.
What about the way you do things? Did you do things more like your dad or like your mom?
Well, I guess like Mom, I guess.
Is there anything that you do completely different than the way your mom and dad did things?
Well, my dad was never what would you say, a handyman. He could paper and paint, but he was never a carpenter. He never had any tools. He had a screwdriver, a saw, a hammer, and a pipe wrench. That was, and also a chisel. That was about the extent of his tools. That's the reason I never learned anything.
Who in the family is most like you?
Who in the family? I guess my brother Bob.
What were the best years of your life?
The best years? Oh, I guess from when I got married, I guess 46 to, I wouldn't say any particular years, but I played baseball. I was a father, and I enjoyed my life. Rosie had 4 sisters. We used to go picnics almost every Sunday with the 4 sisters. They were all married, had families. So,
What were your favorite things to do at the picnics?
well, mostly play ball, I guess. But we took and had races and so forth for the kids. Would be judges and so forth when they ran their races and different things. Guess that'd be it.
What are the most important things in life?
I guess loving your neighbor, I guess. As well as you do your wife, I don't know. That seems to be a good omen.
What traits or habits do you wish you didn't have?
What traits or habits? Now that I got older and lost my sight, I also lost my, what would you say, my sense of speaking. I became a very good listener. I don't talk too much. I let the people do the talking.
How did you meet Grandma?
Well, I guess you'd say in school, I guess. I carried her books home from the 6th grade. And when we graduated, we had a little party together through school. It wasn't much. I mean, boys weren't even allowed to look at the girls. But we dated and all through high school. She wrote to me all the while I was in the service. And I guess that was the,
So how long did you date before he proposed?
oh, good while. From from about the 6th grade to that would be in about 36 to 46, about 10 years.
How did you propose?
I got down on one knee
Where were you?
in her living room.
Did you ask her parents' permission?
No, I didn't. That was a surprise to her mother.
What are you the most proud of?
Oh, I guess my children.
Do you think life is harder or easier than when you were young?
Well, it's not any harder because of the technology and everything. But sometimes you wonder. Yeah.
If you could do anything over in your life, what would it be and what would you do differently?
And what would I do? What?
Differently.
Differently. Well, I'd say I could take the ornery out of my life. That was 3 years to my estimation is wasted.
Is what?
Is wasted.
What is wasted?
The Army. I was drafted.
Oh. So you don't think they should reinstitute the draft?
No, I wouldn't say that. I think it should have been instituted a long time ago. We wouldn't have all these killings and that you got going on now, I think. You let them shoot at prisoners instead of some of their friends or something.
What were some of Grandma's favorite hobbies?
Oh, I guess sewing. I guess she had a pretty good cedar chest when we got married. Things that she made. I don't think she belonged to. What do you call that? Ones that
4-H?
4-H. I don't think she belonged to them, but she went to sewing schools and different things. And
I remember Grandma doing embroidery a lot.
yeah,
All the pillowcases.
yeah, that was more or less her favorite, more or less, I guess. She made dresses, but not too many.
I think she has the biggest sewing box I'd ever seen. It used to sit under the telephone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did Grandma play ball at the family picnics?
Not too much, no. No, she didn't. She took care of the kids, I guess.
What dish did she make for the picnics?
They kind of switched around a little bit, but sometimes she'd get potato salad. Uh, Sometimes you get the baked beans. We used to always more or less have that. The potato salad they made in mustard and mayonnaise. So she made most of the mustard. Somebody else make it. They made mayonnaise.
What was your favorite date with Grandma?
Favorite date? I guess the date I proposed.
Where did you go that evening?
I think we went to the movie.
You remember what you saw?
No. No, don't remember.
How did you celebrate birthdays?
More or less like you do here. The child would receive a present and a cake and make a wish and blow it out, and then they'd have mostly the family. We never did have too many outsiders. Mostly the family. Our
Was it
family
immediate
was that
family or
large.
extended family?
Both of them, I guess you'd say. Mostly hers.
Did Grandma bake cakes?
Oh yes.
Did everybody have a favorite?
Always liked the upside down cake. Myself, pineapple upside down.
Were there any big birthdays you did something special?
Can't recall.
What about anniversaries? Did you and Grandma have a tradition on anniversaries?
Yeah, we did. We tried a good old movie in a restaurant, more or less.
What do you hope to be remembered for?
Grumpy old man.
That's a good movie, Grandpa.
Oh, goodness. I just, being a pretty good father, I guess.
Okay, you want to know some things I remember about my mom? Let's see. My mom had a very kind heart. She was very, very sweet person. And whenever anybody in the family needed help, my mom was there to do whatever she needed to do. One of the things I remember from when I was little is that it was a big deal when my dad came home from work. And every day we would have to wash our face and brush our hair, and Mom would have to put on lipstick before Dad came home. And I continued that with my little girls, washing their hands and brushing their hair before Daddy came home. Mom was very active in the St. Mary's Ladies Society and St. Joe's Mothers Club. She really enjoyed that type of thing. She never did learn to drive, so when we moved out to St. Joe's, Aunt Irene, her sister, lived close, and so she would always come pick her up, take her to the meetings, and bring her back home. let's see. I can remember Mom telling stories. She used to work at the shoe company, and she worked with Roy Rogers. And Roy Rogers was a famous cowboy, for those that don't remember. And he used to work at the shoe factory. So she said she used to work with a movie star, but of course that was pre-movie star. And let's see. My mom, throughout her family, was known as Nosy Rosie. And she always had to have all the details. You didn't have to leave anything out, you just tell her. My mom loved Grandma Miller. Grandma Miller was such a wonderful person, and she just taught my mom a lot of good qualities. And Mom just passed them on down, because even my little girls have wonderful qualities. They're good, caring people, always there to help. Let's see, my mom loved babies. Oh my goodness, she always loved babies. She would always babysit. And when Aunt Irene would go shopping, or Aunt Dorothy, or anybody, they would bring all their kids over. My mom would watch them all. And even when my mom was in the nursing home, Lauren was just a baby. And when Jill and Matt would bring her down, my mom's face would light up. She would just love to sit there and hold her. It's a shame that she never got to see Natalie and Larkin. But she was quite a lady. And like I said, the thing I remember most about my mom was always helping people out. Especially my dad's side of the family. They didn't have a lot of money, and there were a lot of them that needed help throughout the years. And Mom was always there. And those are my favorite memories. Oh, I've got one more. Mustard potato salad. Oh, when I was a kid, we always went on picnics. Most probably in the summer, we went on a picnic at least 3 out of every 4 Sundays, but most months, we went every Sunday. My mom was always in charge of the mustard potato salad. They thought her potato salad was absolutely phenomenal. Well, on Sunday morning, we would wake up to the smell of that mustard cooking on the stove before we went to church, so that when Mom came home, all she had to do was heat it up and pour it over the top of the potatoes so we could be on our way. That was pretty terrible, if you ask me. What a horrible smell. One other smell that was very, very good that I remember is when I was little and we'd get up for school in the morning, there was always a fresh pot of coffee brewing. And I love the smell of coffee, but to this day, I cannot drink the stuff.
Good. What, did you ever get in trouble?
Got threw rocks at the trains. Got brought home by the railroad cops. And I know I came in the house and ran under the kitchen table and sat there. But as far as I know, I didn't get in trouble with Mom and Dad.
We just had it at home.
Hello?
Yeah.
Didn't go anywhere the next day?
No.
Mom, I told you one.
Stay around Newport?
Yeah.
I got it.
Almost every year.
Not for Christmas. We,
After your
maybe we
mom,
went over Christmas Day.
Christmas Day, after your mom moved over there?
Yeah.
Not so good, is it?
I remember some card games over there.
Yeah.
We gotta shuffle these cards.
I talked to Chick last night.
Nope, I have nothing to do.
Minor tasks. I'm going to go down here with I'm not worried. There's nothing to do. So she called him and he she's like, I have an assignment. Together.
That's right.
So much about the old car. I mean, they had the cars lined up.
50.
And we got our guys.
We love you, Mary Baker. Big smile, guys. One more time, Grandma. You got to smile on this one now, sweetheart.
We got in there, Ed.
I don't know.
Grandma says, hurry.
Huh? Oh, can we play that later? I love that game.
Who's that from?
We do it, Chris.
There you go.
Thanks, Grandma and Grandpa.
Is the audio on?
Yeah.
I gave her that.
Oh, fairly there.
Grandma says, hurry up, Grandpa. Open it up.
Sure. Okay, fine. Thank you.
Okay, open it up. We got in there, Ed.
I don't know.
An answering machine.
Wonderful. Thank you.
All your questions and answers for you, huh? Put that certain stock on it. You'll be a rich man, Ed.
Wait now. Crystal, we got plastic for you. You do.
The purchase little girl one.
Grandma and Grandpa got it.
Thank the mayor. He's excited about being here.
What is it? I don't like it. Why not?
And the video, guy operating the video camera and done.
We like to make a rainbow. Hey,
Where's this from?
This is Matt and Jill in about 50 years.
Thank you, Jill.
Yes, Matt. That's you.
Wait a minute. Everybody back off.
It all
Well, we just do it all the paper.
Okay.
This little says Chris.
Now wait a minute. Grandma's still opening one.
Almost like that, DA.
Oh.
There they are.
Let's just get out of here and give me one or two. Oh, really? What about the snowflake fishing?
Have Auburn, Virginia.
Yeah, that's what's bothering me. What is it?
There you go.
Who's this for? Small one of their cups. Oh, that's exchange. That goes over there.
No, we were having a...
Hey!
That's a vest.
Police vest.
Vest?
Okay. Snowflake one?
Yeah.
Well, is that one of those you were talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where it's sitting around.
Thank you. What is the blue?
There's the J.